there's absolutely nothing more valuable than a child. And as long as children in our community are dying, then we can't say that we're healthy. We can't say that we're whole.
We lose what would be the equivalent of 15 classrooms of kindergartens every year in St. Louis. So think of the talent lost. Think of the future scientists, mathematicians, artists, musicians that are lost to this community as a result of that. That's just unconscionable.
It affects the health of your baby if the local urgent care is 25 plus miles from where you live and you don't have transportation. In your mind, even though you know your baby need to get there, you're probably going to say, hey, let me see if I have something here at the house that may work.
You know, bus passes for months over $60. And that's for one adult. And I'm lucky enough that I have transportation right now, but I haven't before, and it's a struggle. Being in the bus in the wintertime is not fun. Not trying to wrangle kids on a stroller and groceries, and I mean, it's difficult already on top of being a single parent.
You don't have access to a grocery store. You have to go to a convenience store. But the convenience stores, they're much more higher. They're higher than the average grocery store anyway. And they do have baby milk and they do have things for a baby, but they may be even higher. You might not have that much money.
We have to walk miles away because of the stores are closing down. We struggling over there. We don't have no type of grocery stores over there.
The city health department has looked at the quality of foods in the corner stores, and they're substandard.
The neighborhood was unsafe. And when you're feeling unsafe, it's just, you feel like you're isolated, things are not going right, and a negative environment, so you don't want to do anything. You don't want to go out in the neighborhood and participate.
The physical environment in which we live directly impacts our health. Living in a community that's been disinvested in, so the buildings are not cared for, they're falling down. Best is you take care of your property to clean your house, but next door is falling apart. You can't keep your own house pest-free, which can impact your health. Roaches are one of the biggest triggers for asthma, and asthma is a significant concern for pregnant women and children in our community.
It's not a lot of jobs where people doing anything they can do to get by right now. If it was more jobs that people can go to a 9 to 5 and they able to work, then the crime rate will go down and maybe it won't be so much stuff happening right now.
These are communities that at many times at once were vibrant. The jobs have all moved away from those communities. Subsequently, services have moved away. And so those communities are literally void of the services that you and I depend on day to day.
Ultimately, racial inequities in how we manage our policy, how we invest in neighborhoods and communities have an impact on the health of people. We've also seen other studies that suggest that just the institutional manifestations of racism that have to be dealt with among African-American parents, African-American women in particular, have health impacts on their lives, such that even inputs like education, which are social determinants of health, can't turn those around. So we see similar health outcomes for African-American moms who have graduate degrees to white moms that have high school degrees, high school diplomas.
When you look at the the high rates of infant mortality, the high disparities that we have, the high rates of preterm birth, when you look at all these indicators of health, it's a direct reflection of the health of our society. I believe that there are a lot of things that we might be able to do to even the playing field so that everybody has access to not only good health care, but also having access to a good education and having access to be able to secure a job to be able to take care of our families, that everybody has an opportunity, an equal opportunity to do that.
Because I don't think people realize how it's all interlinked. You know, single parenthood and being a single mom and being pregnant, then the health insurance for mom and baby, and then the medication, the delivery, and that's just with a normal healthy pregnancy. And then you have housing and education and continuing to be able to provide for that child. I mean, just all those things that links up and can just become such a bigger issue.